Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin. Monday, February 5th, 2018, and I'm doing my GoPro experiment. I'm going to turn off my phone. This thing is set to recording. I see the little blinking light recording. I guess I'll turn it off later again using my phone. But this is my heading out to the office, seeing if the GoPro is a viable way. Kitties, I'll see you guys soon. You guys have a very, very good day. Kitties, I love you. Check for keys, phones, wallet. Everything good. So I am heading to the office, and I thought I would give my GoPro Hero 5, which I just got, its maiden voyage. During the winter, I don't YouTube nearly as much as during the milder months, merely because I don't like holding the phone out in front of me when the weather's cold. So today I'm actually going to experiment with, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Good, good. Hope you don't mind I'm shooting.
No,
yeah? Okay, good. So I'm going to take the walk to the train, which is by the waterfront, the bay, where I run into fewer people. So I look like slightly less of a nerd doing this, and that's going to be my attempted solution to losing my YouTubing time in the morning with my 20-minute commute from Penn Station to Lower Midtown. That's where I had the time to do this stuff, and I really don't anymore. So I'm going to take a nice way to the train. This is actually quite out of the way. I'm already running late. It's a Monday morning after the Super Bowl. The Eagles won, so everyone's going to be late today. So I figure I'm a Philadelphian. Why not make this the time when I actually break through a lot of the initial inertial resistance. This is Gringos, where a lot of people watched the Super Bowl last night. That's the FDNY dock building that blocks our magnificent view of Manhattan until you get down to about where I'll be going here. A lot of people have that view. You can see it from the surf restaurant, from upstairs in those buildings, and once you get to about these benches over here, that's the Verrazano Bridge. I live at a little complex called Irby. It's very interesting. I guess you'd call it kind of a luxury apartment building, built with a very Brooklyn-esque kind of feel to it. And this is a big C. It's actually, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 buildings, but it's really just 3 buildings. That outer one goes around the whole thing like a C. That inner one breaks the inner cord into 2, with a farm on that side and the heated salt water pool, outdoor pool on the other side. So those are some of the amenities. The farm is a very interesting one in that I think it's the first rooftop farm of any size in New York City, being done in collaboration with the city, so that if it works, it both is you know, a source of income and a way to reduce runoff during floods. There's that Manhattan view. So it's kind of a kick living here, I have to say. And the commute is about as different as it can be. I'm not big on rushing, and back in Inwood I could leisurely get out of bed, take a 5-minute walk down to the A train, always know I was going to get a seat every 11 minutes, and get relatively close to work, knowing that after a long stretch of thinking, I was going to be able to do a 20-minute long YouTube video. So the commute is entirely different. I already talked about that in the previous video, and I have to be creative now in rebooting my YouTube channel. And as I frequently point out, the thing that I don't do is edit, or I do very minimal editing. I think most valuable stuff that could be pushed out there to the public ends up on the cutting room floor. because people just don't take the time, don't have the expertise, have no interest, what have you, in video editing. And it's where a lot of the craft, the storytelling, can really come out and be tweaked and be optimized. But this really gets to an important point I like to make about how don't optimize too soon. Don't clip and snip and reduce and purge until you've experimented, until you've been at it for a good long while and know all the ins and outs. You don't really know how well you're doing until you've been at it for a while. And I guess that's one of those generalities, one of those broad things you can apply to life. And you know, you can tell you're on the right track by getting close. If you try something and you get close and it seems to be working from you and there's positive results, like, oh, say almost winning the Super Bowl for 2-3 prior, you know, years that you were in the ball, and then finally win it. I think it was a shot in the arm infusion of pride that Philly desperately needed. As a Philadelphian now living in New York, I am keenly aware of this effect that you might call New York envy, having one of the greatest cities in the world only 2 hours away, although many might argue Philly is one of those greatest cities in the world. But come on a world-class level, you're talking New York and Paris and London and I don't know, maybe a few others. And you know, it's where the job market is, it's where the culture is, it's where enough density of people are so that when things go wrong, you can just back up and try again. So what I'm doing now is exactly that with my career. So just like the Eagles finally won a Super Bowl, and it's not like they were bums the whole time. They got close. They were, you know, perpetual chokers. Interesting in that the Patriots were accused of cheating, so the Super Bowl to me was the cheaters versus the chokers. And I could go on about how I flipped things off, not wanting to be disappointed again when the Patriots pulled ahead, delivered my daughter back home, and just in time for her to see the Eagles winning in the last, whatever, 10 minutes of the game. And wow, things must be crazy back in Philly. I'm sure Robbie's going nuts. And here I am. This works out pretty good. I'm at the completely other end of the train than I'm used to, and here it comes. I'll get a good shot. That's the Express. Oh, it said St. George Express, but yeah, I think it's not stopping. I heard the horn beep. So, no, maybe. Yeah, that's just the Express. That's not stopping. So the local should be not long after that. I see some other people waiting here, so I don't think I missed it, and I'm not even sure what train I'm going to get out on. It's already 8:46. What train I'm going to get out on? What ferry I'm going to get out on? So this has been my pattern of late, unfortunately. I'm not someone who can get up out of bed quick and get ready and hop over here. I like taking my time, and my best energy level is in the morning, which poses a real problem. See, there's the Express. I knew it was stopping. It's just stopping in order to not rush the ferry. They don't want to overload the ferry with excess passengers if they're already busy, so they just stop there. It might have to do with rail work too. I know there's some stations where they've had one side or the other closed over the weekend. Who knows? There's a lot of interesting auto lots and stuff around here. I think it's both the impound lot and the garage for every official government type thing. We got the Navy down here. Most of this is converted Navy shipyard, but as you saw, we also have the FDNY and tons of NYPD representation, and down there we've got the Parks Department under the Verrazano Bridge. They've got a nice bit of property. There's supposed to be some good sledding there. I'm gonna have to check out. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. My life is you know, just continuing to move along, and it's all about transitions. Clearly I'm in a new phase transition in my life. Not a bad one. I'm rather enjoying it after 10 years of, you know, buckling down and, you know, going all in one, I guess, you know, formula for life and happiness and success, and it not working out. But then, you know, getting to know my daughter really well and how much she is like me, and how many overlapping interests we have. And we have these just wonderful weekends of starting out with iFly, and then going to Stu Leonard's, which is like the Disney World of supermarkets and grocery stores, and venturing out in what we get, having some, you know, surf and turf lobster and New York strip steak as a casual dinner over the weekend, intermixing with her comfy cozy favorite, which is ramen noodles and raviolis, which I can't just feed her every weekend. So I'm going to start getting her out to all the wonderful supermarkets in the area. Stu Leonard's was one. We'll also try and hit, of course, Whole Foods, but then there's these crazy ones out there like Mitsuwa, which is a Japanese market in, I guess, near Fort Lee. I'm not sure exactly what town in Jersey, but it's all on the trip back and forth to iFly, which is up in Westchester, New York. So they'll be pretty easy, convenient stops. There's a ton of drives in the area that really just don't intimidate me anymore. I very regularly do the drive from the tippy top of Manhattan up there, Inwood, to Staten Island, coming over the Verrazano Bridge. And sometimes I do the Goethals Bridge, which is, I guess, way out in that direction, and taking I-95 on the Jersey side. So it's like two sides of an onion to get here, and I've become quite good at it. Up in that direction, there's also the Catskills, and I often do now, especially now, Staten Island to Catskills, which has similar issues, different ways to go, a bunch of Route 17s to get familiar with. And yeah, driving is such freedom. Oh, Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum was advertising the Jeep in the Super Bowl with dinosaurs. Oh my God. So like, maybe the demographic of the Super Bowl is finally like reaching me. Does the Super Bowl belong to like nerds who fancy themselves as rugged? Yeah, well, anyway, so I could go on like this forever, but really no need to. I think the point is accomplished here. My GoPro experiment is a success. Let's see, maybe it's a success. Look, magic trick. I just put my finger on the thing in the background, and it comes alive. Like everyone says, the Note 8 is not as good with unlock, but oh my God, can you imagine you carry your keys for your phone on your face, dude? Can I do this? I can't turn this around. That won't show me, will it? Yeah, I guess it will show me recursion. So you're carrying the keys to your phone here. Cameras are going 360, you know, and stereo. A stereo 360 picture of your face is your key. A little bit of software, phone unlock. Not the same with your fingerprints, because your fingerprints phones still don't have the resolution to pick it up sufficiently. Am I still recording? I think I am, yes. Okay, so I'll just end there. I'm going to be talking about the Note 8 a lot, even though I'm not holding these phones, this or my iPhone, which I still carry around it. I am a heavy-duty phone technology, I don't know, enthusiast. I can't give up my Android, I can't give up my iPhone. So I'll be talking about each, and I'm looking forward to the new SE, what features they're going to put in it. Obviously, Apple will still not be doing the stylus, so they won't have any of the large phone formats, but maybe they'll keep the headphone jack, go waterproof, and go thinner. These would be my key points on keeping me on the iPhone, not the iOS platform at all. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you again soon, and don't forget to subscribe.